Hey guys, Steven here from Lost Legion. Here's my Ezel deck profile that I took to Worlds, in which I got 26 out of. This is the same deck profile I qualified at Anaheim with, Car Expo Anaheim, and I got second place there. And I'm just gonna jump right into it. The starter, of course, is Crimson Lycum Criff. You need to run it. Then for Blonde Ezel, of course, the main appeal of the deck. Your main Vanguard. For Platina, because Platina is super strong, Platina Spear X is even stronger. You also want to run 4 of because Ultima is OP in Ezel. Run 1 OG Ravenhair, 3 V Ravenhair. The reasoning is 4 copies in total Ravenhair for Ultima, and Ravenhair Ezel is really cheesy against decks like DI that can build up just an insane amount of hand. If you ride that, let them push you to 5 damage, and then ride Ravenhair Ezel, you shut off every card in their hand but grade 1s and G guards. So really strong. Grade 2s. 4 Bowmains, of course. Spear Ride. Not much else to say. For Wonder Ezel, because Wonder Ezel is ridiculously strong, and if it doesn't get hit on the ban list, I would be very surprised. That's it for grade 2s. I only run the 8. Rethinking this deck list, I do want to run more. The first place list at Worlds did run 2 Bobo and 1 Angel, the guy that only lets you PG once a turn. If the deck doesn't get absolutely massacred by the ban list, I will be taking more of the approach, at least with 2 Bobos, because that what actually was pretty relevant in some of my matches, which we'll go into here in a little bit. Run 3 Brenninus. I love Brenninus. This card just adds so much utility and combos very well with the 3 Dindrain rerun. Be able to just go into Soul and draw a card every time you go to grade 3 or higher. Can just dig through your deck, help you get pieces. Sometimes you can just draw into a Wonder Ezel and really sack your opponent, or draw into a counter charger you need. And some nice synergy to where if you have Braininess on field and you have Dindrain in hand, if you only have 1 counterblast, but you can go Ultima, you can still go to Ultima. Then on Ultima's place, Braininess skill, go into Soul, draw Superior Call, Dindrain, counter charge, giving you 2 the counterblasts. That never came up in my Worlds matches, but actually did come in playtesting quite a bit. And it's just a neat little interaction you can do. Then we run 3 Hoel. Just the counter charging. Soul charge is not really relevant in this deck. The counter charging is super nice on place if your Vanguard Ezel. Going into this next format, I think I would be cutting him like the topping listed, and opting to run more Malagant. Malagant is super strong. I definitely wish I would have ran him more of, as he is just insanely good. Can Soul Blast 2, Counter Charge 2 on place, whenever on place. And I think he's better than Hoel, because Hoel forces you to Soul Charge. You don't really need Soul in this deck. And more often than not, I have Soul Charge a crit or a heal, or just a combo piece are really needed. Then finish up the grade 1s is 2 Gareth, your Superior Call target for Bowmains. Helps you Superior Ride into Ezel. It's about all you're running for. His skill is kind of irrelevant. Maybe niche situations in early game, you might be able to get it off, but otherwise, 2 of is fine. I'm not brave enough to run him as a 1 of. Then finish up the normal units. 1 OG Criff, just a 5th copy of Ezel. At Worlds, he was irrelevant, but playtesting came up a couple of times. That's why I've kept him in. Very standard trigger lineup of 4 draw PG, 2 Fortune Bell, 2 Flame of Victory, just because I like the artworks. Then 4 Premium Collection crits, because they're Premium Collection crits. And then, of course, for heal, pretty standard. No real reason to run fronts in this deck. It's kind of a waste of space. Crits are so much better, especially on a Spear X Platinum turn. Which, going to the G zone, we play 3 Spear X. Some people play them as a 2 of, and I think that's just wrong. 3 is more optimal, especially for grinding games. And if you can double Spear X in a turn and just jumpstart to GB4, that is very strong. If you don't know what Spear X does, it's if you're grade 3, you can counterblast 2, and you unite, so you call it 2 more units this turn. You can counterblast 2, discard a card, Superior Stride him. Then he can act, Soul Blast 1, G-Flip, check top 5, call up to 2 units. That skill is insanely strong. Just deck thinning 2 normal units is very strong in this deck and kind of helps filter for triggers, rebuild your board. And more often than not, even if I didn't have anything else to ride into, I would still just go into him. Plus, if you ride into Platina and you have 3 counterblasts, you can counterblast a Platina skill, change all the drive checks of the turn if you have 2 or more grade 3s in Soul, then Superior ride into Spear X. So that way, you have 3 drive checks where it's check top 2, Superior call 1, trigger check 1. Which, that won me one game, is just be able to check top 6, or check top 3, check top 2 per drive check, and just get a crit, normal unit, call, and do it 3 times is super strong. And I wouldn't be surprised if they hit that combo. But if not, it's going to be our main bread and butter going to the next format. Run 3. Off screen. 3 Helios. Reason running 3 is that for going against Eluard or even the Neo Nectar builds that run the grade 1 PGs, he's super strong. The Unite, G-Flip, get an extra drive isn't that relevant. You kind of more care about his GB3 skill of gaining 5k for each rearguard than restricting grade 1 and above normal units from hand. I never went into him a single once at Worlds. At Anaheim, I did twice against 2 Luard players and won me the game both times. But outside of that, there's no real reason to run him. He's mainly flip fodder for Spear X. Then the finisher of your deck, Ultima. You just have so many attacks. When you have 3 or 4 cell circles, then you guarantee stack 2 crits in your deck. It seems pretty good. And if they live, they're just better than you. 1 Sunrise Ray, Radiant Sword Gurgit. Skill counterblast 1, Soul Blast 2. Your field gets 5k, or he gets 5k for each of your rear guards, and then up to 5 of your units get 5k. GB2, his skill is vastly irrelevant. He's mainly flip fodder the whole time. I've never used him once. He's kind of only needed when you have a ton of counterblast and Soul, but you don't have Ultima, either because your opponent denied you or you just didn't get to the Persona discard. 2 Glorious Shining Dragon. He's just a good multi-attacker going to late game if you don't really have any other options. If your opponent's at 5 damage, he can just crap out 3 to 4 more attacks, which is pretty good otherwise. I really just prefer going to Ultima or even just Spear X. But if your opponent's at 5, he's decent. The OG of the G Guardians in this deck, Slimy Flare. He is an amazing G-Guard, and I've fetched so many PGs off his skill, which is on place. Choose one of your rear guards, put it in the bottom of your deck. Then you can check top 5, put up to 2 in the Guardian Circle of different grades, and shuffle the rest in the deck. He can deck thin, fishing stuff out of the deck. It seems pretty good. Getting 2 normal units of the deck you don't want in there, or just checking top 5 and trying to find a PG is super strong, especially against a deck like DI, which have such huge numbers. And he can reset your rear guards, which sometimes comes into effect, but more often that doesn't really matter. 1 Air Element Rectome. He's just a on place discard draw 1. Reason I play him because I had him not the other one. But also, he used him to fish for your ultimate fodder. If you don't have it, you can discard and try to luck sack into it. One Elise. Her skill is just on GB1, unplace, counterblast, flip a G unit, or flip a G Guardian, then check top 2, put one into the Guardian Circle, put the other one in the bottom of your deck, and the one in the Guardian Circle gets red text. If the text does not hit, move this card to an open rearguard circle. So she's really cool just to either flip up, just to get yourself, help get yourself to GB3 easier or quicker, or higher GBs for Glorious Shining, or if you just have the counterblast and you need the field, she can just get you an extra unit. And finally, one Dismal. I'm sure you've all heard of the Dismal combo against DI, where you fill your field up with interceptors and no back row, or at least one back row, and then when they attack, if they went into Brewfist, if they copy Brewfist with their Premium Collection Stride, you go Dismal, protect a unit, intercept with everything else, so you have no units on, you have no rearguards on your field, and so when they attack with their Vanguard and use Brewfist skill, Brewfist is a mandatory on attack, so they have to retire one of their own rearguards, and force them to lose one NLK swing, which can save your life. I never used it. I never went against DI in the whole tournament, but it's nice to have. That's it for the G units. For markers, just play Cell 2. I don't know why you ever play Cell 1. Maybe certain matchups, but I don't have any Cell 1, so we just make Cell 2. And be able to draw like 10 cards in a turn is really insane. So going into my matchups for the day, round 1 at Worlds had a no-show, which was really shocking at Worlds. Round 2 went against Neo Nectar, which was Dio from Vision, had a little bit of friendly fire, and I drew into 3 PGs and 3 heal triggers he had no knowledge of. So his first Katrina, he had Katrina. His first Katrina turn was nothing. I had 9 cards in hand, 3 PGs, 3 G guards. Feels pretty good. Then ultimate him the next turn. Third round, I went against another Neo Nectar player. I could not draw into units to save my life. I drew into 10 out of the 16 triggers in my deck. I could not find any grade 3s to go into Ultima, because I needed Ultima to win. And then on my last stride turn, I drove check 3 Platina Ezels in my on my Spear X attack, and felt pretty bad, man. Round 4 went against the Ezel Mirror. Round 4 went against the Ezel Mirror. I went first in it, but I had a G assist for grade 2 whiff. Then he got to grade 2 Superior Ride and opened up 3 Wonder Ezels, and it felt pretty bad. And he just kills me the next turn. Round 5, I went against a Tsukiyomi player. He absolutely stomped me. He opened the nuts. His hand was always so fat, and it felt pretty bad. Round 6 had another no-show. So all in all, end of the day, 3-3 at Worlds, getting 26th place. Not too bad, I suppose, for my first time. Depending on how badly this deck gets killed by the ban list, I might be playing it for Fall Fest. But until then, this has been Steven from Lost Legion. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment below with any thoughts on this deck. I will be changing the hell out of this list, post-ban list. For now, it's going to sit nice and pretty in a deck box. You guys have a great day.